Being inflexible makes us much more vulnerable to the unexpected and holds us back from adapting successfully to changing circumstances. Being flexible, in contrast, means keeping, in essence, a younger attitude, clearer and less imbued with the rigidities of habit and training. In a famous psychology experiment of the 1960s, two groups of subjects were shown an out-of-focus picture of an object. As the picture gradually came into focus, they were invited to say what they thought it was. The picture shown to the first group was brought into focus quite quickly, and they identified it as a fire hydrant even before it was fully in focus. The picture shown to the second group was brought into focus very slowly. The subjects made several wrong guesses, and even when the picture was clear, still took much longer to identify it as a fire hydrant. What was the reason for this? Well, it was because in the time they'd been gazing at the very blurry image, they'd formed all sorts of preconceptions about what it must be, and these preconceptions misled them. Whereas the first group had no preconceptions and could arrive at the correct answer more readily. So rigid preconceptions and fixed ideas can measurably mislead us and slow down our thinking and ability to perceive accurately. Sometimes we may fall into inflexibility because of a misplaced sense of self-worth. If our self-esteem is based on a need to feel in the right, we may find it hard to change our minds once we've formed a theory about something, because that feels like admitting to being wrong. Not being able to change your mind can become a dangerous trap. Acquiring mental and emotional flexibility is akin to acquiring physical flexibility. It's well known that people who don't stretch their bodies and do healthy exercise to keep their muscles and joints flexible often become prone to injuries, and mentally inflexible people are much more prone to errors of judgment that can cost them time, money, and relationships. This session is about learning to relax with not knowing, not having the answers, to be comfortable about not having a fixed, definite opinion. The more you develop this rare capacity to admit that you don't yet know, the more you'll become truly flexible. This is not the same as permanently sitting on the fence. It's about being practical and not jumping to premature conclusions and then sticking to them regardless of what other information comes your way. This session will help you look at your life, your work, your interests and your relationships from new perspectives, and to consider how you can begin to introduce novelty and freshness into your daily life. Living the same unchanging routine every day is a recipe for stagnation, and the more you deliberately introduce variety into your life, the more your mind will thrive on learning something new, and the more flexible you become in the process.